Hey, this is Wyatt with the Artist Marketer, and in this video I'm going to go over why it's critical to use WordPress for some core pages, even though you might be using ClickFunnels, Kartra, Convertri, or LeadPages, any other third-party platforms that make it a lot easier to make sales funnels, landing pages, and so on. Okay, so the short answer is a complicated relationship, but it's actually very simple at the same time. Now, sure, it's your content. When you create content, you put it on the other platforms, it's your content. But effectively, because of who controls that content, it's not really yours. This might be a little confusing, so let's go to Copyblogger. They describe this whole thing as being called digital sharecropping. Let me give you a quote. The term sharecropping refers to the farming practices common after the US Civil War, but it's essentially the same thing as feudalism. A big landowner allows individual farmers to work their land and takes most of the profits generated from the crops. Anyone can create content on sites like Facebook, but that content effectively belongs to Facebook. The more content we create for free, the more valuable Facebook becomes. We do the work, they reap the profit. We do the work, they reap the profit. Now, Facebook and Google and other platforms are known for different algorithm updates that might shuffle your content in ways you might not enjoy and won't actually help your business. So what a lot of people will do is still leverage the power of those platforms like Facebook and third-party tools like Kartra, ClickFunnels, and Convertri, while at the same time having this core content on a site like WordPress. WordPress you effectively own and can move quite easily. Now, to do core content, a lot of people will blog their hearts out. And although this is still an effective way of doing it, it causes what's called the content creation treadmill or the hamster creation treadmill. And it's just ongoing. Some experts have done is realize this and concentrated on ranking what they call ultimate guides. These ultimate guides are very long and allow them to rank authoritatively for different terms. Now, there are other things that core pages are called besides ultimate guides. Core pages, pillar posts, cornerstone content. I'm going to show you 3 different sources so you get an idea of how this is used. Okay. So the first source is Hubspot. Now Hubspot calls these pillar posts and content clusters. There's a pillar post and then the content clusters, which are basically sub-content, link back to the main post. Here's how they describe it. A pillar page covers all aspects of the topic on a single page with room for more in-depth reporting in a more detailed cluster blog post that hyperlink back to the pillar page. So this is what's called pillar page or pillar content. Another authoritative source is Portent, who calls it content hubs. Here's what they say. The content hub strategy is an internal linking strategy that revolves around linking several pages of related content, sometimes referred to as spoke pages, back to a central hub page. So this is like a wheel, and the hub, the main page, is the hub, and then the spokes lead out to the supporting pages, but they all link back to the main hub. What this does is it concentrates your efforts onto one particular page while at the same time having little feelers out in different directions. So they all gain from a boost of that one page. There is one other source, and that's Yoast SEO. Yoast SEO has a plugin that allows you to do effective search engine optimization within your WordPress site without actually having to know much of SEO at all. Anyway, what they do is they call it cornerstone content. Here's what they say. Cornerstone articles are usually relatively long, informative articles combining insights from different blog posts and covering everything that's important about a certain topic. Okay, pillar posts, cornerstone content, core content, ultimate guides, content hub. Regardless on if you come at it from a search engine perspective or a message perspective, it's all about the same. You always link back to this core content. And in that way, you're able to have core messages and then different satellite content out from there. What this does is it helps your site dramatically, but it also gives you power to rank for different terms and not have some third-party platform yank your rankings. So these core pages, whatever you call them, those are the pages that you're basically known for. And these are the pages that you put a lot of energy into over time. They're always being updated. They're always fresh and relevant. And you inject your personality into them. You weave your personality in. And you make a point of polarizing in a particular direction. Otherwise, it's just lukewarm content that just sits out there and doesn't gravitate anyone to becoming part of your tribe. So the beauty of the pillar posts or core content is it's always being updated on a regular basis. Search engines love this. And it gets you off the content creation treadmill, meaning instead of always having to create blog posts, you're actually revisiting these core messages and core content. And you might have small bits of satellite content, but in the end, you're supporting these core messages and you're not always asking yourself, what should I write about? Whatever it is you're writing about is around these core posts. So if you want to start your own and you already have some content, go ahead and take a look at what your popular content is. Your most popular content, your posts that or articles that rank the most, and then look at how you can group those together. Once you group those together into one ultimate guide or pillar post, then you can take other content, satellite content, and link back to it. The key, of course, is making sure that if you do pull content and combine it together, you have redirects so you don't have a 404 error on your pages that have suddenly disappeared from your site. But in effect, what you'll end up doing is consolidating content into a much more robust pillar page or cornerstone page, and then you're able to just create the satellites around that and rank much more effectively. On top of that, you have something that regardless of what happens with third-party platforms, you'll always have a home base to come back to that you can support on a regular basis without worry of algorithm updates from third parties. So that, in short, is why you'd still use a WordPress website in conjunction with Convertri, Kartra, or ClickFunnels. The beauty of this is that each of those platforms has also created a WordPress plugin. So each of these platforms actually makes it much easier to use or integrate with WordPress. There's no reason not to use it, and every reason to leverage the power of both sides. The third-party tools for the different sales funnels, email, membership sites, and so on, and still retain content that you own so you get those rankings without worry of being updated and kind of washed off the map.